tracking scheduled posts, tracking any type of brand outreach, and just staying on top of what my strategy and plan is month to month as it relates to content creation, the Notion app has been the amazing solution that is making things a lot easier for me. I was able to create a chart that best serves my needs. First and foremost, identifying what content it is, identifying what platforms I posted it on, identifying what platforms I scheduled it on, identifying that it's actually been posted, and I created a separate different plan that also gives me a better way to be able to track, did I email this person? Did I reach out to this person? Did I communicate with this person? Because I have a lot of communication going on, and honestly, sometimes I'd be forgetting, and I got a campaign right now that I need to be able to execute, and I'm going to put all the steps into the Notion app so that I can better attack and execute this campaign and any other campaigns that are coming, because guess what? The paid campaigns are going to increase in 2026 because I said so. And so the only way that we're going to be able to stay on top of these kinds of things is if we have a plan. So come on, let me show you what I'm doing over in the Notion app. The Notion app has an AI feature where you are able to tell it what you need, and based on your direction, it will build out whatever it is that you requested. I would suggest that you are as detailed as possible, giving all the different factors of information and data points that are most important to you. And once you're able to identify that and give it all of that direction, then you will hopefully end up with something that you need. Now, I did have to do a few iterations of this before I was able to get exactly what I was looking for in a format that was easily digestible for me. I didn't want to feel like in order for me to understand the information I put in there, I had to search it a way that wouldn't necessarily be my normal way of working. And so you have to keep that in mind as well. So once you type it in, it is going to tell you that it's creating a database. And once it is actually complete, it will then pop up whatever it is that it has generated based on your specific direction. And then from that, it will then point you in the direction of opening the database from that window. This is how I was able to build out what I now look at as my content calendar, where I am simply notating all these specific details about every piece of content that I am able to post. And that's either scheduling it, prematurely before it needs to be posted, or when I post it in real time, especially if it's a piece of content that I intend to cross post across platforms. If you're somebody that cross posts across platforms, but you don't do it all on the same day, like a lot of stuff goes on TikTok before it ever goes on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LTK, or Pinterest. And I like to keep it that way because then I always have an arsenal of content options to be able to pop up. So here you see me going into one of the rows in this particular chart, and from there you're able to make the necessary selections based on whatever you're doing. So for me, I posted this video on TikTok before I posted it anyplace else. And so with that in mind, I'm able to include the date. And you can also change the date format and all these other things. Maybe you need a reminder to remind you to go post something. And then there are all these other ways that you can identify it. So these options are options that I inserted into that database when I was working to build it out. Some of this I didn't do on camera. However, you're able to see that this is in the drafting stage. It's for TikTok. It's a reel or a short in that particular format. And then you go back to the original screen and you're now able to see all of that information in one view.